Up on your top left corner is your host, Draven, of DravenVerse. You all know me. Actually, one of you might not. My Lady Inquisitor, who is new here, very well may not know me. To your top right, you have Permanoob. Introduce yourself, say hello.
Hi guys, it's me, Permanoob. You can call me Perma. You sometimes do that, and I think it's adorable.
Below me is
Hi.
Jellybean0903.
Hi, I'm Jellybean, or Jelly. I also stream a variety of things. I'm really excited to play Pathfinder.
For those of you that are on the Discord, you see Jellybean frequently using the channel promotion section. And then below Permanoob and to the right of Jellybean, we have... I don't know what you want me to call you on here specifically.
It's Allegria.
Allegria.
Go by Allie online. I'm Allie. I'm excited to be here. I stream as well, but not as often as everyone else does. I don't do face cam. I do VTubing, but the same thing to a point.
To orientate yourselves with what's going on here, in the middle, you have my ability to show you guys things like battle maps or images, whatever I decide to bring up for you. So we are using Fantasy Grounds Unity.
There we go.
It does a lot of the calculations for us, which is fantastic. I'm the DM. I will also be playing a DM character. As you can see around our border frames in the bottom, this corner over there, bottom left corner, you see these tokens. These are hero points. They can be used by the player. Every session, every player will receive one of these tokens. When you get a really bad roll on a d20 check, whether it be a skill check, an attack, you can spend your hero token to roll again. If you do so, you must take the new roll, even if it's worse. Chat, this is something that you can actually fuel your favorite players with in the future. Below me is our chat box, where you'll be able to see anything that we type in, but also you'll be able to see, most importantly, the dice rolls. So when I throw dice, the players, all they see is shadows of the dice.
It's intimidating.
So when I throw out like a bunch of dice like that, it kind of throws people off. We'll start with Allie. Can you introduce your character here?
Her name is Christina Willis. She's a human sorcerer. She grew up in a household where magic was forbidden, despite her father being a sorcerer himself. Her mother absolutely hates her and kicked her out of the house because she used magic. She and her father were going to run away, but when her father had gone back for supplies, he never came back. So she had been on her own for who knows how long. Her goal in life is to prove to her mother that magic is not evil.
And that is Christina Willis.
He went out for magic milk and never came back.
Next up, we have Jellybean.
My character's name is Elena Hart. She is a cleric. She grew up in the town of Breach Hill. I have two older brothers who went into the military, and I wanted to follow them. My parents said no, and then eventually they said yes. During my training, I met my future husband, Eric Hart. We got married after the training, discovered that I was with child. When it got to the point of where I was no longer able to be in the military, he was taking us back to our hometown, and we were ambushed by a group of bandits. We tried our hardest to fight them off. We were able to finish off 3 of them before we were taken down. We were found nearly dead on the side of the road by some traveling druids who took us to their dwelling. Eric was far worse than Elena and did not survive his injuries. With the injuries that Elena sustained and the grief she felt for losing her husband, she ultimately lost her child. When she was recovering from her injuries for a few months with the druids, a deity came to her because she felt the sorrow of my lost child and healed me and gave me the strength to keep pushing forward. So I went home to seek out my family and learn about the Call of Heroes. Exciting.
That's so sad.
It is.
Next up,
So sad.
we have Permanoob's character.
My character is Ludmiko Juris. She is an elf. She's from Kintargo. She was raised in slavery, escaped at a young age, kind of spent the rest of her time living in Cantargo. A very rough life. She's a rough and tumble kind of gal. After many years of doing her best in a very rough situation, she's like, you know what? I want more. She's got ambition, and she's a little greedy, and she's like, she's been hearing all these stories of all the travelers coming in and out of Cantargo, and she heard of Breach Hill, and she's like, you know what? That sounds like the adventure for me. So she sets off to Breach Hill to kind of find herself and to find adventure.
We will have Draven's character here. His name is Lysander. He is a champion, basically the new version of a paladin. He is with the champion class, you no longer have to be lawful good. That's why it's not called the paladin anymore. He is a good neutral character. He is a pacifist. He walks around with a shield and a whip, and he uses the whip to trip and disarm people and intimidate people away and things like that to avoid actually having to harm people himself. Let's see. He is also a local scion, meaning he is from Breach Hill itself, and he has prior experience with the town guard. His general personality tones is jovial, agreeable, go with the flow kind of guy. He doesn't just eliminate evil wherever he sees it. He always gives people the option of redeeming themselves. Those who refuse to be redeemed or cannot be redeemed, then matters may change.
Sounds like someone you really don't want to upset.
No.
Yeah, he's intimidating, but he's a pacifist. He's a pacifist.
That can still be
Pacifists can
scary.
reach a point sometimes.
There is an opportunity to earn what I call achievement feats. Once you have done a more difficult than usual task, like doing something with a handicap and such, then you are able to possibly get augmented abilities. Your ability to get some of these augmented abilities is not always based on strict rules of gameplay. It might just be something that I give you as you go. In this campaign, I am more about empowering the characters to be able to actually meet their needs to achieve victory against the content. Typically, I can be a pretty harsh DM if you ask prior people who have played with me, because I keep a real-world tactic mind towards things. For example, in this game, you can spend 10 minutes resting to recharge what's called a focus spell. Well, if you're in the middle of a camp you just attacked and you spend time doing stuff like that, the world still happens. The people in the town heard what was happening. Things continue to progress. I will be taking it a little easier than I normally would. In the future, we will have channel point redemptions, so a lot of you can contribute as a whole to help your favorite characters survive or excel. Another thing that will be available in the future is you will be able to actually gain a god token, where I will assign to you a specific god, and they have a list of curses and boons they can give. And then you can dole those out as you see fit throughout the campaign.